Diamonds are one of the rarest and most sought-after commodities on Earth. Formed deep within the bowels of our planet, ordinary carbon is subjected to immense pressure and high heat to form this valuable material. The properties possessed by diamonds are quite unique. They are the hardest and least compressible material known, and their heat and sound conductivity is the highest known to science. Diamonds also possess extremely high light refractive properties. This is what gives them their unique shine. In the hands of a skilled diamond cutter, the shine of a diamond can be brilliantly enhanced. Weighing in at a whopping 45.5 carats, the Hope Diamond is one of the largest, most stunning, and infamous diamonds in the world. In today's episode, we will look into the curse of the Hope Diamond. In the mid-1600s, French trader and gem dealer Jean-Baptiste Tavernier was traveling across India in search of precious stones. During his travels, Tavernier had heard stories of a very large blue diamond located in the Andhra Pradesh province. Intrigued by the stories, he traveled to the region and began inquiring about the stone. Locals directed the Frenchman to a Hindu temple in the city of Guntur. Tavernier asked the priests of the temple if he could see the diamond. The priests brought him to a statue of Sita, the Hindu goddess of fertility. Upon gazing up at the statue, the Frenchman was stunned. Amongst the jewels adorning the statue was by far the largest blue diamond he had ever seen in his life. Weighing in at an unbelievable 112 carats, the stone was enormous. Tavernier immediately asked the priests if he could purchase the stone, to which the priests politely declined. Over the next 2 days, Tavernier continued to make requests to purchase the diamond, increasing the amount of his offer each time. The priests kept insisting that the stone was not for sale. Determined not to leave India without the stone, Tavernier later snuck back into the temple and stole the diamond from the statue. Upon discovering that the diamond was missing, it is said that the temple priests cast a curse upon the stone and all those who possessed it. In 1668, Jean-Baptiste Tavernier made his way back to France, where he sold the huge blue diamond, now being called the Tavernier Blue, to King Louis XIV of France. Jean-Baptiste Tavernier died soon after contracting a high fever. In 1678, Louis XIV commissioned court jeweler Jean Pitou to recut the Tavernier Blue. After 2 years of painstaking work, the resulting 67.125 carat stone was breathtaking. The stone gleamed as it captured the light and spectacularly reflected it back in stunning blue rays. The diamond was now known as the French Blue and was set in gold with an attached ribbon to wear around the neck. The king wore it at royal events and on special occasions. In the ensuing years, all of King Louis XIV's children died in childhood except one. His young wife, Maria Theresa died in 1683 at the age of 23. King Louis himself died from gangrene. Nicolas Fouquet was the supervisor of finances under King Louis XIV. He was a very wealthy, high-ranking official in the French government and is said to have been given permission to wear the French blue at several important state functions. After being accused of fraud and corruption, King Louis sentenced Fouquet to life imprisonment. He was taken to the prison fortress of Pignerol, where he served his sentence alongside Eustache Dallier, the person identified as the man in the Iron Mask. Fouquet died in 1680 while in prison. From 1774 through 1792, during the reign of King Louis XVI, the king and his wife, Marie Antoinette, were often seen wearing the French crown jewels, including the French blue, on nearly a daily basis. On September 11, 1792, during the early stages of the French Revolution, King Louis XVI and his wife Marie Antoinette were thrown into prison. In 1793, both King Louis and his wife Marie were executed by guillotine. In 1792, during the Revolution, the entire collection of the French crown jewels was stolen, including the French blue. While most of the other jewels were recovered, the French blue had disappeared. In 1812, exactly 20 years after the French blue had been stolen, a Frenchman by the name of Francis Beaulieu traveled to London to arrange the sale of a large blue diamond to Daniel Eliasson. It should be noted that 20 years is the exact expiration of the statute of limitations which applied to the theft of the French blue. The stone measured 45.52 carats, in itself an extremely large diamond, but still quite a bit smaller than the French blue from which it has subsequently been proven to come. Very soon after, Beaulieu contracted typhus and died quickly, even before being able to collect any money from Eliasson. Several months later, Daniel Eliasson committed suicide, but not before selling the diamond to Henry Philip Hope, after which the diamond is now named. In 1884, the Hope diamond was inherited by Lord Henry Francis Hope. In 1894, Lord Francis Hope met and married popular American concert hall singer May Yo. Yo would wear the diamond at many social gatherings. Lord Francis was living far beyond his means. Despite receiving a sizable inheritance, his extravagant spending and lifestyle left him in huge debt. In 1902, Lord Francis sold the Hope diamond to pay off his debts and hopefully help save his marriage. But May Yo left Lord Francis for another man. Lord Francis ended up dying alone and penniless. May Yo ran into financial difficulties herself. After several failed investments and marriages, she too died in poverty. New York jewelry broker Simon Frankel bought the Hope diamond from Lord Francis in 1902. Frankel kept the diamond in a vault at his jewelry firm. Like many businesses during that time, Frankel's business suffered financial difficulties during the Great Depression of 1907. In 1908, Frankel sold the Hope diamond to Selim Habib, a wealthy Turkish diamond collector. In 1909, Habib was killed when the steamship on which he was a passenger sank. The stone was then acquired by Sultan Abdul Hamid of the Ottoman Empire in 1909. The Sultan was overthrown by an army revolt that same year. The Hope diamond ended up back in Paris, being owned by jewelry merchant Simon Rosenau. Rosenau immediately sold the diamond to Pierre Cartier in 1910. In 1911, Cartier sold the diamond to Washington, D.C. socialite Evelyn Walsh McLean. She wore the diamond often and at times would even allow her dog to wear the stone. However, for Evelyn, owning the diamond came with a steep price. Shortly after purchasing the diamond, her mother-in-law died. Then, at the age of 9, her son died in an automobile accident. Her husband left her for another woman and ended up squandering their fortune before he too died in a mental hospital. Next, her daughter died of a drug overdose at the age of 25. Evelyn was forced to sell the family-owned newspaper, The Washington Post. Soon after her daughter's death, Evelyn also died, heartbroken and in debt. Evelyn's heirs sold the Hope Diamond to Harry Winston in 1947 to help pay the debts. In 1958, Harry Winston donated the Hope Diamond to the Smithsonian Institution. He sent the diamond to the Smithsonian through the U.S. Mail Service. It is said that Winston did not believe in the curse. However, it was reported that he was eager to be rid of the stone once he began suffering economic setbacks. The last and hopefully final victim of the curse was James Todd. He was the mail carrier who delivered the Hope Diamond to the Smithsonian. Todd had his leg crushed and injured his head in a truck accident. Soon after, he lost his home to a fire. To this day, the Hope Diamond has been kept on display at the Smithsonian Institution. Technically, this means that the diamond is currently owned by all the citizens of the United States of America. Does this mean that the people of the United States should be concerned?